These are one of the bodies that were dug up from the remains of the house.
That's actually Becky right there.
This is Becky.
Kristen Smith, a soldier, is shown the remains of 3 victims, but detectives soon realize he's not the only killer. Robert Papp, Becky Friedli's ex-boyfriend, is also investigated for the 2006 murders of 3 Friedli family members. Though he initially claims innocence, evidence from his phone and a confession to poisoning eventually clear him. On September 17, 2006, 2 men were charged with multiple murders after a family of 3 was found dead inside their burning home in Pinyon Pines, California. The fire was eventually extinguished, and 2 bodies were discovered inside the house. Friedli had been shot in the head with a .40 caliber firearm and died at the scene. Her live-in boyfriend, Hayward, sustained a fatal shotgun wound to the chest. Rebecca, Friedli's 18-year-old daughter, who was found in a wheelbarrow about 70 feet from the house. Her body was so badly burned that investigators were unable to determine the exact cause of death. Phone records revealed that Becky's ex-boyfriend, Pape, had spoken to her 9 times within 48 hours before her death. Their final phone call occurred approximately 2 hours before her body was found. In 2007, DNA testing identified a suspect connected to the case, but no arrests were made until 2014. Interrogations followed shortly thereafter. Both men were questioned as persons of interest. At the time of their arrest, Robert maintained that he was not involved, continuing to deny any connection to the crime. This question confused Robert and further raised doubts about the truth he had told. And indeed, the path to the truth did not take long.
Hey, Robert.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Well, I just don't know what's going on. No one tell me if I'm under arrest or what the deal is.
Okay, well, I'll be happy to kind of explain everything that's going on, so you're kind of well aware. You doing all right now? You don't have no physical injuries?
Oh, no, sir.
Anyone mistreat you?
No,
Make
sir.
you any promises, threats, or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay. You know who I am?
Are you Leclerc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detective Leclerc?
Yes, sir.
You remember who I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
Robert Papp is interrogated about his whereabouts on the day of the murders and his relationship with Becky. He initially denies involvement but expresses confusion over the investigation. The detective suggests Robert's DNA and fingerprints may be on the scene, but Robert sticks to his claim that he had no part in the murders. Despite his insistence on innocence, the evidence continues to point toward his potential involvement.
Do you have any idea what's going on today?
Well, it obviously has to do with the Friedli's, Rebecca and her mom and her stepdad.
Okay. You on probation right now for anything?
Yes, sir.
What are you on probation for?
It was petty theft.
Okay. And that's all taken care of?
Yes, I just finished my community service for it.
Okay. Obviously we're here because I've been investigating this murder for some time. Some information came to light. I've taken some information to a judge. He reviewed the facts. He kind of agreed with my assessment. Obviously, we had the search warrant for your home. I have a search warrant to collect your DNA. Is that all right with you?
But that's fine. The blood sample or?
No, it's something easier than that. It's just like a saliva sample. You know, you just stick a Q-tip in your mouth and collect a saliva sample from your cheek.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm sure you probably have some questions.
What do you, I mean, that's something I'd volunteer. Obviously,
Okay.
there's a little more reason for the, search warrant, me being detained and everything.
Okay.
Well, and am I under arrest or,
Well, you're not free to go right now because we got a obligation to meet our requirements of our search warrant and obtain certain things. But let me, if you have something to say that could change my mind or my direction, I'm really willing to hear what you have to say. However, because you're at the police station and you've been here for several hours, I am required to read you your rights.
okay.
The detectives confront Robert with the damning phone records showing that both Robert and Kristen Smith's phones were turned off around the time of the murders, syncing with the timeline of Becky's death. Additionally, inconsistencies in Robert's recollection of events emerge as phone and witness evidence contradict his claims. Robert's story about what happened that day starts to unravel as he is confronted with details he cannot explain.
Obviously, you've gone through the court process before with this
Petty
theft thing. What do you think about all this?
I just don't know what would lead you to believe that, I'm responsible for it. I understand that, speaking with me and everything, just the fact that, I was so, I was close with her and things like that. I understand that. I just don't, I don't understand what, validates, the search warrant and things like that. I don't understand.
Okay, well, I'd be happy to kind of explain some of those things.
No one said if I'm under arrest or if I'm not, or what?
Well, we're talking about Becky Freely.
Okay.
Okay, and her murder.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's some of the things we're discussing. How do you feel today about talking to me about that?
In what way? Do I about that case in general, or actually talking to you?
No, how do you feel about, does it make you sad, make you happy? She was a friend of yours.
Well, yeah, we dated for over a year, about a year and 2 or 3 months and stuff, and yeah, we were really close. And when it first happened, it was, it was, hit kind of close, but it, it's just, over time, just like I had a uncle die about a year ago or something, and then, that was bad too, but just a little bit of time. But I guess the worst part now is just not knowing, what happened.
Okay. If you had anything to do with what happened to her, you need to tell me right now.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Okay. Do you know for sure who did?
No.
Do you have any idea who did?
I've not the slightest idea. The only thing that, I'd spoken with her family, they talked about how her mom and her stepdad were in some kind of serious debt, and they brought up the idea of something about a loan shark or something, but I'm not saying that's something I seriously believe or anything. I don't know.
Is there anyone you can eliminate from this investigation?
Well, Christian, I suppose he was the only one who was with me during that time.
Okay.
I don't know anyone who would or who wouldn't. There wasn't. I haven't found anyone to have any motive to. I wouldn't understand why.
Well, tell me why you didn't do it.
Why I didn't? Well, aside from the fact that there's no gain for me. I was already broken up with her. It wouldn't benefit me at all. But other than that, I wouldn't kill anyone anyway.
Do you think you're capable of doing something like that?
Killing someone? No. Especially the things I heard. Found her in a wheelbarrow or stuff like that, and it just seems really gruesome and stuff. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Do you actually think it happened the way people say it happened?
I don't know how anything happened. All I know is that she was in the wheelbarrow and 2 other people were in the house. Or actually, I don't even know if the wheelbarrow was outside. I just assumed, but.
Did you ever tell anyone, even jokingly, that you were involved?
No.
Are you willing to take a polygraph to verify your truthfulness?
Well, I just don't. I just like to know why it is so. Why I'm such a suspect. I'd say, if we're getting into all that, I suppose that I'd want some sort of legal advice. Some sort of advisor.
What if someone had told me that they saw you driving on Highway 74 that day?
I'd say they were mistaken.
Okay. Do you remember that day?
The only reason I remember as much as I do is just because I had said it so many times, before, and it, I mean, I know what I was, things I did. I don't remember times at all, really.
Okay. So with that in mind, you think you could kind of give me a recollection of that particular day?
I worked that day, and I suppose I drove home. I think so. I think I had my car at that time, and before that, I had just gotten rides with Christian. But I suppose I drove home, and I was supposed to hang out with Christian that day, but I hadn't gone to church because I'd worked the morning mass. The church we go to is at 10:30, and we missed that, and they don't have an evening mass. So I was going to try to go out to a mass at Sacred Heart, and as we were driving out that direction, I gave them a call and found out we'd missed it. So we went back over to Christian's, and they were playing games at some point, and then went paintballing. I don't believe we stopped anywhere. I think we were just driving, and then we ended up turning around and just going to his house. Okay,
so tell me specifically what happened when you got to his house.
Oh, crap. I really don't remember that day very much at all anymore. I probably should have written it down or something, but I think we just got to his house, and we wanted to go paintballing him, but because the gun that I had I'd gotten it from my friend, and it didn't work all that well, and I was going to try to see if I could get it to shoot right. And so we were hanging out at his house, and ended up going out there, and we're out there for a while, and came back. And
what do you mean by going out there?
Oh, we went out to behind James Workman Middle School. There's like that big desert area, but there's a spot where there's a lot of like tables and chairs and a bunch of stuff that people brought out there specifically for paintballing. So that's where we're going out to play with the guns, but just basically trying to fix my gun the whole time. I think Christian's worked pretty well.
Were you able to use your gun at all?
Oh, yeah, I fired a few, I believe, but I mean it kept leaking air, so it didn't last very long.
Did you guys talk to anyone? Anyone come by that you know and hey, what's going on?
Well, no, because it's kind of like back like behind the school almost. So I mean, you're not gonna like see someone driving through the.
Well, I mean, no other paintballers there. Or
mm-mm.
You talked to anyone on the phone while you're out there?
I don't believe so. If anything, maybe my girlfriend or something, but I don't know.
I mean, would you typically have your phone with you?
Sometimes, but I mean, we were planning on doing some like little skirmishes, just us two. So if anything, I'd probably put my phone in the car or something because I wouldn't want to get it all dirty because it's all desert.
Okay. Would you leave your phone on or off?
It's very possible I'd turn it off.
Why would you do that?
Why would I turn it off? Just because it saved battery. My phone, a lot of times I'll use it to, it plays MP3s, so a lot of times I'll use it to play that, so it runs down the back. She had invited me to go hiking, and I had told her I would, and I didn't, I wasn't planning on going because I knew she would have kept on bugging me, so I just said I would, and then I was planning on just, canceling, last minute, and then she didn't go hiking with whatever guy she was going hiking with or whatever, that was it.
And when was this?
When was it? Wait, when was?
You were telling me about a hiking event. I'm asking you when that was.
Well, that was the thing. That was when that was the night we were supposed to go hiking, and it was supposed to be me and her and some other guy who I don't know, and that was the night that happened.
That what happened?
She was, that they were all kept.
Okay. Well, tell me about this other guy.
I don't know. I honestly can't remember whether she said he was a Marine or if I just assumed he was because that's who she associated with a lot. I'd heard about her and one of her sisters got going and hanging out at the Marine base, the 29 Palms Marine base kind of a lot, hanging out with the Marines there. So, I like I said, I'm not sure if he actually was or not.
What makes you think, why would she invite you up there if she's inviting someone else that you don't know up there?
I believe that she still had feelings for me. I was the one who broke up with her, and she didn't like that. And I moved on. I had gotten my current girlfriend, and I'd moved on and everything, and I was trying to slowly kind of just shut off contact with her, but she still wanted to hang out with me.
Okay. So, why would she invite you up there and invite someone else that you didn't know?
I don't know.
I mean, that wouldn't impress you, would it?
It wouldn't. The only thing I could imagine would be that she'd want to make me maybe jealous or something, but I mean, okay. I'm only speculating. I don't know why. It seemed odd to me at the time, and it's kind of another reason why I didn't want to go.
Well, where does Christian fit in with this?
Christian doesn't fit in with a hiking trip.
Well, remember when Becky came over to Christian's house?
Yeah, I was at Christian's house.
Right.
So I guess that'd be the only time he fits in anywhere.
Okay, so when Becky, this was the day before the murder.
When she came over?
Right.
Was it? I believe it was, but I wasn't sure.
Becky called you and said she was in the area and you were at Christian's house?
Yeah,
and
she
came
said
over?
that she was doing some homework or something with a friend of hers or something. She said she just wanted to stop by and say hi or something. And I'm like, well, I'm over at Christian's. And
okay. So when she got to Christian's house and talked to you, was Christian present?
I think Christian walked out, and I think he just said hi, and I think he walked out one more time to say bye or something, but I'm not sure if he was... If he was there, I don't think he was standing there the whole time. I can't remember.
Was he involved in the hiking conversation?
No. No, there was...
Were you going to go up to Becky's house with Christian?
No, I wasn't.
Were you going to go up to Becky's at all?
Well, I wasn't going to.
It was never your intent to go up
there? It was never
there?
my intent to actually go hiking.
Okay. Did you lead Becky to believe that you and Christian were going to go up there together?
No. I don't believe so. I believe I just said I was just going to go.
Yeah. So why would the other people believe that you and Christian were the ones going up there?
I'm not sure. I mean, I suppose it's possible that maybe he was included since he was there, but I as far as my recollection, I thought it was just, yes.
What was the deal with that?
Well, Javier he called me and told me that there was a body in a wheelbarrow, and he later told me that it was her body.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a wheelbarrow at her house?
I don't know, there's all sorts of tools. They had a little old tractor and things like that. I imagine there would be a wheelbarrow. But I don't believe I've personally seen it.
Okay. So if you haven't personally seen it, then it's fair to say you've never touched it?
I wouldn't imagine, but I've played around in their garage before, just because he had a lot of power tools. I know if I've played with the different tools. Some are power tools, some are gasoline.
Right, but there's a difference between tools and a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
You know what a wheelbarrow is, right?
I know what it is, but like with the phone thing, I just assumed. I'm not going to say I never touched it, because it's possible that I've touched it before.
How could it be possible if you never recall seeing one?
Well, I mean, things can be somewhere and you don't remember it being there.
Surely you remember a wheelbarrow.
Well, I mean, I don't know what their garage looked like after the fire. It could look like, in the pictures I saw online, it looked like that side wasn't the garage side wasn't as burnt as bad. So I don't know if the garage is okay. But if you've seen it, there's a lot of stuff in the garage. So it's kind of like my grandma's garage down here. There's a lot of things in there, and I'm sure I've touched a lot of them and couldn't recall it being there.
You know what DNA is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm talking about not DNA from years ago. I'm talking about DNA and fingerprints that are left at a crime scene.
Okay.
You know, that's stuff that you say, you know, hey, this is stuff that's left now, not from 6 months ago or 12 months ago and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So she died on a particular date. Okay. We processed the crime scene for evidence. Okay. And certain evidence was collected. Okay. And that evidence tells us certain stuff, and it even gives us time frames. Okay. So would your DNA or fingerprints indicate that you were at that house on a day?
You're asking me?
Yeah. That she died?
No, it would not be there.
Okay. She had feelings for you. Did you have feelings for her still?
She was a big part of my life, and, you know, I couldn't just cut off everything, but it was, you know, I was in the process of moving on. Definitely there wasn't as much feelings as there was, you know, earlier.
Okay. So say, let's take like the 7 days prior to her death.
Okay.
Because I understand, you know, you guys broke up, like what, January of '06?
So we broke up in January, that would make sense.
Do you know when she died?
September, because the year
Do you know what
anniversary
day?
just came around. No, I don't know.
Okay. So in those 9 months, have you guys communicated, or what was the relationship in those 9 months? Specifically, say September. I'm sure February maybe you guys talked more than September, or vice versa, so tell me how that worked.
I think the time that I had spoken with her, like the night before or day before or whatever, before the you know, murders, whatever happened.
It was a murder.
Okay, all right. Then I hadn't spoken with her in, you know, a good amount of time, you know, because I was, you know, like I was saying, I was trying to slowly stop the communication, just kind of move on.
I don't know what you mean when you, for your time frame, a little amount of time.
Okay, I honestly don't remember the last time I had spoken with her before that. It was probably more than a month.
Did you talk to her on the day she died?
The day? Yes.
Okay. How many times do you think you talked to her on the day she died?
I believe once.
Okay. Did you see her that day?
No, not that day.
Okay. The day before she died, you talked to her in person at Christian's house?
Yes.
Okay. Did you, and I know you said she called on the phone before she got to Christian's house.
Okay, yeah.
So that's 2 communications that day. Did you guys have any other conversation that day?
Wait, 2 communications that day? Wait.
She called you, said I'm in the area, and I'm gonna come by. Then she showed up at Christian's house.
Okay.
So you guys had 2 conversations.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So other than those 2 conversations, did you talk to her at any other time on that day before she died?
I don't think so, but I mean, I guess it's always possible that, you know, it's like, oh, she called to say something real quick or something, but there shouldn't have been any other, like, detailed conversations.
What about that day before? 2 days before she died?
I don't believe I spoke with her.
Okay. I mean, because if you talk to her 1 time, you may not remember. Could be insignificant. But if you talk to her 20 times, obviously you would remember. You know?
Okay.
So that's what I'm getting at.
I don't believe I did. I don't remember. It was, you know, some time ago.
Okay. It's not going to serve us much purpose if we talk about things and we just get a whole bunch of I don't remembers.
Okay.
Obviously,
well,
that's why.
But then again, I don't want to say something that's clearly wrong. You know.
Sure.
I mean,
I don't want you to do that either.
I was trying to be, you know, like, honest about the phone thing. I assumed he did. You know, it just would be weird to me that he didn't have a phone, but I guess he didn't then.
The pressure mounts as Robert continues to deny any involvement, even as more evidence links him to the crime scene. Kristen Smith is brought in for interrogation and their story is examined further. Kristen's fingerprints are found on a business card near the crime scene, directly contradicting his previous statements. As the detective continues to present evidence, Robert's role in the murders becomes clearer.
What time were you supposed to go hiking?
We didn't have, I remember speaking with her, she just said after work, and I said, after work, I gotta get, take a shower and stuff like that, so it's obviously gonna be sometime after that, but I don't remember if we set a specific time.
After your work or her work?
My work. I don't think she worked that day.
Okay, so you got off work at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay. So what time would you call her in order to cancel? I mean, she would expect you at some point.
Yeah.
Daytime, nighttime?
If anything, it'd probably be a little bit later, because I think I was trying to kind of just save it for the last minute, just kind of like, oh, this something just came up real quick or something. So I believe, if anything, I would have saved it till a little bit later.
Okay. So what time do you think?
Well, we were late for church and stuff, so about 5 or 6. It'd obviously have to be, after 6 or something. I guess it'd be between 6 and 8 or something.
Okay.
But I thought 8 seems too late anyway, so I'd imagine it was before that.
Okay, well, the only thing before 8 and after 6 would be 7.
Okay, I guess that seems like a fair number, right, that I would guesstimate.
So it'd be fair to say that you would have called Becky around 7 to counsel because you would anticipate she would have been home at that time?
I'd imagine, yeah, I'd say that would seem fair.
Okay. So would there be a telephone record of you calling her cell phone at 7 o'clock?
There should be. Obviously you've got the records.
If the first time that you talked to Detective Michaels, do you remember talking to him in this room?
Yes.
And he was asking you about, all this stuff about Becky?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that you were going to go hiking with him, or go hiking with Becky?
Yeah, I was supposed to, yes.
Okay. But you didn't tell him that you canceled.
I thought I did.
But you didn't.
I didn't tell him that I did cancel? What did I say, that I never spoke with her, or?
No, you just didn't. You just blew her off, basically. You didn't intend to go.
Well, because I believe I remember talking about her calling, I believe she called Christian's cell phone after that because she knew I blew her off. Somehow, I believe.
Why would she call Christian's cell phone?
Because if she was trying to get a hold of me, Christian would be the only other person to get to, because I'm usually...
Why was she trying to get a hold of you?
Because obviously if I wasn't there, or I hadn't talked to her, what happened, then obviously she'd want to get a hold of me and find out what's going on.
But didn't you just tell me you talked to her and counseled?
I believe I did.
So why would she call Christian and try to get a hold of you?
Because I believe I called and canceled and she wasn't happy about it, so she called Christian to get a hold of me, because I believe if I had stopped talking to her, maybe she called me and I didn't pick up or something.
Okay. Alright, you want to drink of water?
My mouth is a little bit dry, but I was just...
We're almost done.
Okay.
Has Christian ever shot your 2 guns? Your shotgun and your
He's never shot the shotgun. He has shot the Mosin-Nagant.
Have you shot his weapons?
I shot the shotgun one time.
When was the last time?
It was when he first got it, and that was a good deal of time ago. I guess you'd have to. I couldn't even say when it was.
Okay. They found a holster at your house.
Yes, sir.
And whose holster is that?
That is mine, because I was hoping to get a Glock for the class, the peace officer training class,
Okay.
and you know, I mean, I'll tell you, but if you want to verify, you can verify with my brother. I'm trying to save up money and, well, I mean, it's really going to be his, but I'm going to use it for the class.
What caliber are you looking at?
I was looking at the Glock 22. It's the full size 40 caliber because it's I just heard it was just what the police officers are using now, which is a little more powerful than the 9mm, but it's well, I guess it's just a little more powerful than 9mm, but I don't really know much about it.
Have you ever shot a 40 caliber?
No, sir.
Did Christian's dad, you know John,
Mm.
you know him?
I know him
pretty well.
I mean, just because he's my friend's dad, but
Okay, I mean, he said he kind of knew you pretty well.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we watch movies and talk like that. Talk like.
He was kind of under an impression that both you guys were going up there too.
You thought we were actually going to go up there?
You and Christian. Where would he get that from?
I don't know where he would get that impression.